It's a long time to look for someone. Just ask God to bring her home.
I've been living with this ghost my entire life.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Blood and Water. Great show that's come out on Netflix. Someone from South Africa really love it, so I'm just gonna do some reviews on this particular show. So we'll do my episode 1. I'm gonna break down some things. Hey, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the what? Upload, baby. For those of you returnees, you ain't got the minerals, you ain't got the minerals. Yes. Alright, cool. But alright, cool. So with the Blood and Water, I think, you know what, if you've watched any South African show before previously, like I remember watching, I can't remember what show it was. There was another show back in the day. I watched a few of them. I used to watch them on Sky, and I can't remember what it was called, but I used to always love their shows. I love their particular shows. I think they are great to watch because they always give a different aspect and interesting kind of view on things, right? So with Blood and Water, we get this opening scene where Puleng is at his party. You think to yourself, okay, what's going on with this party, etc., etc. Her brother, talking to her brother. Her phone gets taken off by her mum, and then you're thrown into the scene where they're standing by the cake, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is a big ass. Number one, this is a big ass cake. Number two, Puleng is obviously standing behind the cake, so I'm assuming that it's her cake, innit, right? But then the words that the mum then says kind of throws you off. The mum's like, oh, we gather you here to celebrate this birthday, etc., etc., and I can't remember exactly what the words were, but it was alluding to the fact that the person is not here, right? And they were going to get Puleng to cut the cake, right? And the first thing I kind of noticed from a relationship standpoint was the husband tried to put his hand in the wife's hand, right? And when you put your hand in someone else's hand, this is meant to be a show of affection. This is a sign of unity. This is a sign of being one, right? And being on the same wavelength. And the Bible says, the two become one, to be on the same track and mind, right? And to show that they're tackling this thing together, right? But that refusal means that there's a discrepancy and there is a distance that's coming between their relationship. As soon as I saw the hand pull away, I knew that, okay, look, either they're not together and he's just playing house, or they're together but they're not together, but I need everyone to see that they're together. Meaning that they're physically in the same house, but they're not together intimately, emotionally, but they got to show everybody that they are together, right? Obviously, Puleng noticed this as well. Like, and for children, they notice a lot of these behaviors. They notice, and it was a little hand touch that she noticed, and I was like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? And I think just rounding it up to even a point about the cake, because the cake gets mentioned later on when Puleng's talking to her mum, and she mentioned the fact that, how is it that you've managed to get a cake for somebody who's not here, a bigger one than Suya's cake? And her equation was that the bigger the cake that you got for him, and you couldn't get the bigger the cake got for our sister who's missing, but you couldn't get a big cake for your youngest Suya, shows that your priority is elsewhere. Do you see how interesting it is that she equated the cake and the size of the cake and the fact that they couldn't get the same for the younger brother as a way of measuring love? Now, the parent, okay, may not have thought of it that way, right? They may have thought of it as, I want to just put on this big ass cake because, it's just a reminder. But the Bible says a living dog is better than a dead lion. What it means is this: listen, it's better to be alive. You understand? So you deal with the people, and the Bible says about it's better to deal with a friend that is closer than a brother that's far away. Even if the brother is by blood, it's better to be with a friend who's closer than a brother who's far away. Why? Because the friend that's closer to you can begin to impact your life. The brother that's far away is hard to. And we're talking about cultural differences here, where they don't have phone them times. You understand? So what we're saying is that somebody who's emotionally proximity is close to you. You understand? So the parents may not have seen it, or the mum may not have seen it as, when I did this cake, I was doing it in such an extravagant way that ignored my children. But in the fact that she has such a longing for her child to come back, she's put on this lavish and extravagant cake or party and not done the same for her children. She's not kept the same energy. And that is what happens a lot of times with parenting, because we do small little things that we don't realize affect our children in the way that they perceive love. Do you understand? Perceive love. And that's very, very interesting as well, because you see how when the dad leaves the house or leaves a party very early, how concerned the Suya is, how concerned Puleng is. And Puleng immediately, tells her brother, listen, it's going to be okay, but runs to her mother with an accusation. Here's why. The accusation that she's coming with is that you drove daddy away, because she has not knowledge of the situation between her parents. She does not know why they're not together. All she knows is they're not together. And even the dad and Ron said, listen, it's going to take time, we're going to get there. Do you understand? So what we see now is that her attack on her mother is from a place of the fact that she's hurt, one, that that her mother is not considering Suya, her younger brother, and also the fact that she feels like her mum is responsible for the fact that the father is not in their life as they need to be. They're not together anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? So she's seen her mother at fault. We don't know why they're not together. I'm assuming it's because of the allegations that have been made. I'm assuming it's because maybe there's distrust coming in because of these allegations. It's a complicated situation. But she's obviously clocked it from this way, that it's her mum's fault. And it's easy to blame the person who's right in front of you, that's always with you, because you need somewhere, we call it displacement. Sometimes you displace your feelings because you can't hit this person. So you have to hit this person who you can do. And she can't get angry at her dad. Her dad's not around, right? So she can get angry at her mum. And so all her anger and frustration is pented up against her mum rather than actually at the situation that truly is, right? And that's the key thing there as well. It's interesting, obviously, when Puleng obviously goes to this party. And look, one of the things that's interesting as well, I remember when I got saved and there was some issues out in my house, whatever, and I felt so stressed, I went out to a club. Now, I'd quit clubbing, But because I was in pain, I just gave myself an excuse. So sometimes we do this. We're in pain and we give ourselves excuses to do dumb things. We give ourselves excuses to do things that we wouldn't ordinarily do. Why? It's not necessarily to numb the pain. It's to say, to almost you want to have a carefree attitude. Right? You want to do something that will reduce your emotional stress and trauma, that will reduce your emotional involvement and investment. So you do something where it's like, it's carefree. I don't care. I want to throw caution to the wind, right? So she follows her friend who previously she already said she's not going to follow. But she follows her friend because, she just needed a time out, right? But if you don't have the right type of friend, things can go wrong, right? And her friend, Zama, is like the kind of friend that your parents warn you about. The kind of girl that you bring around to your parents and say, I don't like her. Something about her don't feel right. Something about her, she ain't right. She will make you do things that you don't need to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I imagined her friend to be, right? Doing the rebel stuff, yeah? Like, how can you go to a party and you're not sure if I can get in? So why am I following you? And the party is far, it seems. Why am I following you? Something can happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this day and age, we can't play like that. Do you understand? But because, obviously, the friendship, the trust is there, she follows her friend. Then you get to the party, and what's really interesting is that very quickly, before we get to the party, and very quickly, your friend ducks off and goes elsewhere with another man. She's left you. So now you're in a party, you're far away, and you're ignoring your mum's calls, and you're alone, right? It's just all a catchment of things together to make it a very peak situation right now. You understand? Like, you're in a situation where, how do you, know how to operate in this situation now? Because it's like you didn't want to come there for your sake. You're coming there to be your friend, to evaporate the energy you're feeling, the anger you're feeling, the tension you're feeling, and then you get here and your friend just leaves you, right? It's not the kind of friend your parents would want around for you, isn't it? All right, cool. Then obviously we get her meeting Wade, a little conversation there, and I think she meets a girl at the bar, and obviously we don't clock that anything as of yet. But what we do clock is when she's talking to Wade and he shows a camera to her and says, hey, this girl looks just like you. Like, they've got the same kind of eyes kind of thing. And she tries to throw it off. And then obviously when the girl when Belech comes to the, I'm crucifying names, I'm sure. When the girl comes to the balcony and she sees her, she takes a long ass look. Now she's really considering, is this my sister? And I don't know what that does to a person. What does that do to a person who has never had a sister in their life for years, thinks they've been kidnapped or taken away or whatever, and then potentially could have found their sister? Like, you are sweating. Like, you are sweating. What would you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel? Right? How do you feel? And it's interesting because obviously she didn't want, just going to backtrack a little bit. when Wade was taking a photo, she didn't want Wade to take a photo. Now sometimes we do this, right? We don't want people to take a photo of us because we feel a little bit insecure in it. Like we don't want to be in front of the camera. I'm not camera shy, you know, etc. But what we really want is just that we don't want a judgment. It's not about camera shy. We don't want a judgment that comes with it. We feel like if we take a photo, put up whatever, people will judge us. People will feel a certain way and say something about us or critique us that will hurt our feelings. Side note. Cool. Obviously, she goes to meet Wade later on at a party, or sorry, at a school or whatever when they're swimming, and interesting enough, she was willing to use him to get her way of things and go into. And I thought it was just mad because I was like, bro, you're gonna go into the bag of the girl, and like, what are you doing? Why are you gonna go into the bag, baby? You in public too, baby. Like, don't do that, baby. Like, don't do it. Like, you're gonna expose yourself and you're gonna look mad. You understand? Don't do it. Like, you can't explain that if you get caught. You understand? But I guess obviously risk got to be taken. You know what I'm saying? Risk got to be taken all the same. And I think it's just been interesting the way they've set up this story now, a narrative between, between potentially this could be sister, or it could be someone who looks like us, or it could be we don't know yet. Yeah, they've thrown us a red herring. Yeah, they thrown us a little something, a little bone, but we can't say 100% definite. What was interesting was obviously when she was sat, obviously having a fight at school, and and after she got suspended, and then she has a talk with her parents, and it's interesting again because how she's taking the fact that her parents are not on the same page, right? As soon as her mum checks her dad, she kind of stands up, goes to stand by the water side. And the reason why again is because when your parents are fighting like this, this is a lot of stress. And you don't want to deal with all that stress. You do not want your parents to be fighting like this. You don't want your parents to be separate. She didn't want the parents to be separate. She wants them to be together, right? So when you see them arguing like this, and they're at loggerheads, and it wasn't really necessarily a loggerhead situation, but more of a case of the mum was disagreeing with the father. It's the source of her stress. It's the source of why her grades have dropped. It's the source of why she has not been performing well in school. It's been the source of why her hockey game has been off. Yeah, all of that is stemming from the fact that she's overthinking. She's been overwhelmed by her emotions, and when things like this happen, this is why divorces are so painful, because children who are young are overwhelmed by the emotion of having to see two split. And the Bible talks about the fact that it's how do we call it? When two are splitting, it's a physical, emotional, spiritual tearing, and it's violent behavior. So say, yeah, it's violent. To do it is violent. To do violence to your partner when you split apart and divorce. Because you're saying that you're taking it was one before, and you're having to tear it apart. It's a painful situation, and for any kid. And that's where, things like therapy are very, very important to kids when they're going through, I think, like a divorce. Sometimes we underestimate what they can be going through, and what they can be feeling, or parents are not getting on and they're separate. It can be really, really painful. Yeah, so I really like the show so far. I think it'd be good to analyze a bit more. We're going to see some more things come up. I hope you like the review. Make sure you like it, share it, subscribe, and click that bell button for notification of the what? Uploads, baby. Alright. You can watch similar shows like this on backworldtube.com. Backworldtube.com. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love, guys.